And welcome to the stage, Thomas Linley! The government issued me a semen discharge card. No, wait. I put cameras where no one else has hidden them before. That's worse. Sorry, start at the beginning, context. I am a field-going marine biologist. I specialise in the deep sea, particularly the fish of the deep sea. And those cameras that I described actually allow us to go to some of the deepest places on Earth on really small vessels, vessels with character. This isn't Boaty McAttenborough face. Do you know they're recycle boats? I didn't know this. I was on a boat once that had sunk 3 times. And I don't mean it ran aground, I don't mean it sprung a leak. I mean it hit the bottom and they thought it was a good idea to bring it up and put people on it again 3 times. So I find myself on this 28-metre long vessel. It was an ex-trawler. It was meant to just do coastal work. We thought we'd take it across the South Pacific. Our hubris was immediately rewarded by an enormous storm. The captain is up in the wheelhouse. He is strapped to his chair, which is, by the way, also bolted to the deck. He has one hand on the wheel. He has another hand on his sick bucket because it kept sliding away. I'm down below in the bunks, and the bunks offshore are essentially little wooden boxes, so I'm all sort of wedged in there. And just to finish the effect, if you reach under your mattress, you might find a bunk board. And the point of that is to essentially finish your offshore coffin and put it in the entrance to keep you ping-ponging around inside there so you're not thrown from your bunk. Unfortunately, a friend of mine hadn't remembered to do that and was thrown from his bunk, and he did not hit the floor. He hit the wall on the opposite side of the cabin, and he went from being asleep to being startled, to being afraid, to being hurt as he sailed past my cabin. And I think that sort of comedy element to the seaman's discharge card is to sort of ease off that fear that what it really is. It includes a description of all my tattoos, all my scars, and all my birthmarks. So if only part of me is found, they'll know it's me. But I have the advantage of knowing that the Latin names are the things that'll lead me. So I've come back. I've seen some amazing things. I want to share them with you guys. But we have to do that for the media, and they have these preconceived ideas about what they want from deep sea fish. They want monster of the week, they want horrible, gnashing, gnarly things. So they give me loaded questions to try and get the right sound bites out of me. So what can you tell us about these alien creatures you've been recording? They're not alien. Most of the planet is deep sea. The average depth of the ocean is 4,000 meters. We only have land because some of the bits are so deep that they push other bits up out of the water. If anything is weird, it's the weird monkey creatures living up on that land. I got here tonight in a vehicle that exploded dinosaur juice to make it go. And we're doing that so much that we've broken the weather. And sometimes we use incredible chemical engineering to change the dinosaur juice into an immortal forever spoon that comes free with my yogurts that I'm meant to use once and throw away. Okay, alien was a figure of speech. Also, that was really preachy. They're trying to have a good time. Rein it in a bit. Right, they're rare. You said these have never been filmed before. You said you've got the first footage of them. So are they rare? The footage is rare? It's, like I say, most of the planet is deep sea. We just don't go to where these animals are. There is a species called Bassassetus robustus, which is found all over the globe. I've seen it in the Arctic, in the tropics, down to the Antarctic as well. It might be one of the most abundant animals on Earth, but every time we find it, every time we write about it, everyone always starts off with, oh, it's really rare, or rare species seen again. That Latin name, we can't go with the Latin name. It must have a common name. Don't make me do it. They're on my side. I can feel it. I'm winning them over. They'll never take me. One of the most significant life forms on this planet has the common name of the robust assfish. I've spent hundreds of hours staring at a robust assfish. And it gets worse, because the robust assfish really looks like a dick. It's got a big, blunt, bulbous head and this long, sort of tapering body. And I did science to prove this. I got a styrofoam phallus that's usually used for teaching sex ed, teaching people how to put condoms on. I know I sounded like a pervert at the start, but this is an experiment, this is fine. And I painted that to look like one of these fish, and I prominently displayed it in my office. And people would come and go, and they would notice it. Hey, it's that fish. Oh, you made a model of that fish you study. Oh, that's a bit weird, but all right. But I haven't been fired. I have a phallus on prominent display in a university office. Fine. You're not giving me anything, are you? Monsters. Come on, these things are horrible. Deep sea fish gnashing to, they're horrible. Come on, give us that. Say monster. I don't think that's fair. I think it's about context. Like, deep sea fish, we always look at them when we bring them to us. They're incredibly fragile animals, and they're low density. They're held by that pressure of the water. So you bring them up and they sort of collapse. They're really fragile. They get damaged by being trawled. And then we preserve them, and that draws all the water out of their bodies. So it makes them shrivelly and pruned. Like, all those ideas we have about what a deep sea fish looks like, it's actually what we do to them. It's our preservation. There is a face of injustice. There is a terrible example of online bullying, the blobfish. You can all visualise it, can't you? That sad, pink, deflated-looking animal. But it's totally unfair. The only reason it's pink is because its skin has been rubbed off when it was trawled up. To have a decent comparison, you'd have to take me, shoot me into space, thank you very much, nice trip, fire me out of an airlock, drag me across the surface of the moon for a couple of kilometres, put me in 5 times my normal atmospheric gravity, and then take a picture and upload it online and say, looks a bit sad, doesn't it? Oh, look, it's gross, isn't it? Too fucking right, I'm a bit gross. It's got to take a hell of a lot of Photoshop to make my gaping eye sockets look attractive. I've got unrealistic body expectations. So the article will eventually come out. I've managed to hold them in. I've managed to hold the reins back. But then you get these secondary articles. You get these weird things on YouTube. There's people convinced that I'm hiding Megalodon. And these listicles, and it's all back, it's all horrible, weird, strange things, they don't belong on the planet. And then I remind myself that I just had a conversation with the helpful ghost that a mega corporation put inside my furniture. And the more I work with these fish, the more I feel like the weird one, and they seem more normal. Thank you, guys.